Hi, everybody. Today has been a bit of a cluster, so we apologize. So the winter bracket final just concluded. Jesse Irvin and Jocelyn DeVilliers came out on top in 2 games over Deckel Bar and Vivian David. So they will head to the gold medal match while Vivian and Deckel head to bronze. We will still have a couple consolation bracket matches in our pro division coming up to see who they will face off in that bronze medal match. Again, apologies. It's been a day. It's been a day, guys. Hopefully tomorrow is a new day and better day, but we're going to take a quick break here from some of our amazing sponsors, and then hopefully you guys get back on the stream, and we'll have some more pickleball action when we return. Thanks, guys.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
New People Pickleball.
Go again, until you strike just right, until the ball sings, until the other guy blinks, until the court's clear, and the sun sets, until you see it in your sleep, and wake up swinging. Go again. Till you can't miss, until you can't lose. Go again, and again.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
I'm so ready for next gen.
This is Next Gen Pickleball.
I'm so ready for the Next Gen Tour.
Super excited about Next Gen.
I can't wait for the APP Next Gen Tour.
I'm super excited for next gen.
New People Pickleball.
The PT Pro team at pickleballtournaments.com have unparalleled experience running tournaments, including all professional tours and premier events. We provide professional services to develop, plan, and deliver tournaments that players and fans love. Pickleballtournaments.com, powering pickleball tournaments worldwide.
If you like to dink, then Pickleball Magazine has what you're looking for. Our bi-monthly print publication will help you become a better player with instructional tips, drills, and articles from the top teaching pros in the sport. And you'll become a healthier, stronger player with psychological, nutritional, and wellness advice from experts in their fields. Finally, if it's product reviews or the latest news, we have that too. To learn more or to subscribe today, go to pickleballmagazine.com.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
Go again. Until you strike just right. Until the ball sings. Until the other guy blinks. Until the court's clear. And the sun sets. Until you see it in your sleep. And wake up swinging. Go again. Till you can't miss. Until you can't lose. Go again. And again.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Lauren McLaughlin. I am here with Ryan Treffery. Is that how you say your name?
Treffery.
I was right.
Just like Jeff.
Perfect. Nailed it. All right, guys. We have a little bit of time to kill before we have our senior pro bronze and gold medal matches, which will be coming up next. But I would be remiss if I did not get Ryan here, the tournament director and, of course, director here at the Legacy Sports Complex. Brand new. So we've had a few issues today that we've been dealing with that the viewers at home know. I don't think people understand, like, there's still construction vehicles everywhere. This is a brand new facility. It's still being built, but pickleball courts just finished last week. This stadium court was tarped until like 4 days ago. So you guys have absolutely killed it. What's been sort of, I'm sure it's been a million things going on, but what's been the process and kind of the, getting to this tournament, making sure everything got done, how many people were involved, etc.
I think, the whole team, including ownership, the ownership group is Randy Miller, his two sons, Chad and Brett Miller, and they were out here, pushing crews. The paint on the courts didn't go in until last week on a few of them. The stadium bleachers weren't even in 4 days ago, so like they put it together, and I think it came out as good as done with what we had.
You guys have absolutely killed it. And we're coming back in March, so it will be even more completed when we come back, so that's super exciting. But we just wanted to give everyone kind of a look. We're on this beautiful stadium court. We have this absolutely phenomenal giant screen that rotates different stuff on it, beautiful court, bleachers surrounding it, and not only that, of course, if you kind of Mitch pan the facility, we have 41 dedicated pickleball courts, all individually fenced in. Everybody, I've heard nothing but amazing reviews from the week of the complex. So definitely come back in March if you guys are thinking about it. Here in Mesa, Arizona, it's a not miss place. How many, kind of the entire sports complex, it of course has a lot of different sports. What is still to come that hasn't been built yet?
Right now all the sports is operational. So we have 20 sports, indoor, outdoor, everything's running. It's the entertainment side. So they're still building the restaurant, which will be the largest sports bar in the state. It's gonna be about 18,000 square foot sports bar with thousands of TVs. There'll be a zip line, a double zip line going down Miller Way. There's a lot to come, and it's gonna be fun. There's also been an e-arena that's going in, video games, family center. So I think what we see now today is gonna be totally different in March for sure.
Amazing. Well, we wanted to thank you so much, of course, for everything that your team has done. It's been absolutely amazing. And as anyone that's ever built anything knows, that deadline comes up so quick, and there's always 100 million things still on that checklist as you're getting ready to like open an event. So we just want to thank you guys so much. It's absolutely beautiful. Everyone seems to be absolutely loving it. Beautiful spot here in Mesa, Arizona. More to come, as you mentioned. So we'll be back in March. Definitely look to sign up if you weren't able to get here this weekend.
That's a golden ticket event too. Golden ticket event, right?
Golden ticket, cha-ching. So definitely be here. Oh, the little ones are leaving. Jocelyn DeVilliers done for the day. Him and the boys are off. But anything else? Any other people we need to thank or give a shout out to?
Bell Bank, our name sponsor, Bell Bank Park. We operate Legacy Sports at Bell Bank Park, so we're really happy that they're on board with this.
We are happy as well. So thank you so much, guys. And again, Ryan Treffery, killing it out here. Kaden Niemoff is also here working with you guys.
We got a good staff, so.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Make plans to be out here, but Lauren McLaughlin here. We have just a few more sponsored commercials that we're gonna run, and then we're gonna have hopefully that senior pro bronze medal match coming up shortly, so definitely stay with us. Put us on in the background with the volume on. You're not gonna wanna miss it as we conclude today, and we're back tomorrow with our men's and women's pro doubles, so it's going to be awesome. Thank you again, Ryan.
Thank you, Lauren.
We'll let you get back to your many duties this weekend. We'll see you guys back here in a minute.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this. Come on, Ma. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
Go again. Until you strike just right. Until the ball sings. Until the other guy blinks. Until the court's clear. And the sun sets. Until you see it in your sleep. And wake up swinging. Go again. Till you can't miss. Until you can't lose. Go again. And again.
If you like to dink, then Pickleball Magazine has what you're looking for. Our bi-monthly print publication will help you become a better player with instructional tips, drills, and articles from the top teaching pros in the sport. And you'll become a healthier, stronger player with psychological, nutritional, and wellness advice from experts in their fields. Finally, if it's product reviews or the latest news, we have that too. To learn more or to subscribe today, go to pickleballmagazine.com.
The HD Vive is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD Vive features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this. Come on, Ma. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
Go again until you strike just right. Until the ball sings. Until the other guy blinks. Until the court's clear and the sun sets. Until you see it in your sleep and wake up swinging. Go again. Till you can't miss. Until you can't lose. Go again and again.
The PT Pro Team at pickleballtournaments.com have unparalleled experience running tournaments, including all professional tours and premier events. We provide professional services to develop, plan, and deliver tournaments that players and fans love. Pickleballtournaments.com, powering pickleball tournaments worldwide.
PPR is proud to be a partner with the APP Tour, which features 18 tournaments and more than $750,000 in prize money. Several PPR members play in APP tournaments throughout the year. Are you at least a 3.5 pickleball player? Then become certified to teach with PPR. Check out our website at www.pprpickleball.org. And as the saying goes, do what you love and you never have to work a day in your life. So give us a call at 843-842-9777. We look forward to hearing from you.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
So ready for next gen.
This is Next Gen Pickleball. I'm so ready for the Next Gen Tour.
Super excited about next gen.
I can't wait for the APP Next Gen Tour.
I'm super excited for next gen.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League, The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
Go again, until you strike just right, until the ball sings, until the other guy blinks, until the court's clear, and the sun sets, until you see it in your sleep, and wake up swinging. Go again, till you can't miss, until you can't lose. Go again, and again.
I'm so ready for next gen.
This is Next Gen Pickleball.
I'm so ready for the Next Gen Tour.
Super excited about next gen.
I can't wait for the APP Next Gen Tour.
I'm super excited for next gen.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
New People Pickleball.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
New People Pickleball.
Hold up.
Hi, everybody. Lauren McLaughlin here. Quick update. Coming up shortly, we are going to have our Senior Pro Bronze Medal match, which will be Julie Johnson and Murcha Marariu taking on John Sperling and Cammie McGregor. I will be joined in the booth by special guest Christine Barksdale, our head representative and Senior Pro extraordinaire. So very excited to have her joining me in the booth for our final two matches. Just wanted to give everyone a quick update. Our players are starting to get warmed up, so that will be coming up very soon. Don't go anywhere. We'll take another quick break and then be back with that Senior Pro Bronze Medal match right after this, followed immediately by the Gold Medal match, and then we will call it a day. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll be right back.
Go again until you strike just right, until the ball sings, until the other guy blinks, until the court's clear and the sun sets, until you see it in your sleep and wake up swinging. Go again till you can't miss, until you can't lose. Go again and again.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
New People Pickleball.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power. The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
If you like to dink, then Pickleball Magazine has what you're looking for. Our bi-monthly print publication will help you become a better player with instructional tips, drills, and articles from the top teaching pros in the sport. And you'll become a healthier, stronger player with psychological, nutritional, and wellness advice from experts in their fields. Finally, if it's product reviews or the latest news, we have that too. To learn more or to subscribe today, go to pickleballmagazine.com.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
I'm so ready for next gen.
This is Next Gen Pickleball. I'm so ready for the Next Gen Tour.
Super excited about next gen.
I can't wait for the APP Next Gen Tour.
I'm super excited for next gen.
New People Pickleball.
The PT Pro team at pickleballtournaments.com have unparalleled experience running tournaments, including all professional tours and premier events. We provide professional services to develop, plan, and deliver tournaments that players and fans love. pickleballtournaments.com, powering pickleball tournaments worldwide.
Welcome back, everyone. We are about to get into the action. Lauren McLaughlin here, joined with my very special guest, Christine Barksdale. And we have our Senior Pro bronze medal match coming up right now. We're going to have Julie Johnson and Mircea Murariu taking on John Sperling and Cammie McGregor. Marie Creed will be our USA Pickleball certified referee for this match. This is going to be a 2 out of 3 game matchup, winner of which will head to the gold medal match to take on Beth Bellamy and Rick Witskin. So, of course, Christine, you are the Senior Pro expert, as you are a fellow Senior Pro player yourself. So what can we expect? What are the kind of big strengths of all 4 of these players as we're coming into this matchup?
All right, let's talk about each one of them.
Yes,
All right, let's start from the beginning here. And we've got Cammie McGregor. You know, she's got fantastic hands. She blocks well. She's a very soft touch player, but she can also be sneaky. She can drive a ball or two, and suddenly you're like, whoa, where did that come from? And so I like that. We know it'll be interesting because Mircea loves to drive the ball, loves to drive it low, hard, fast. So it's an interesting combination, I think, right? Kind of you can create a little bit of a 1-2 punch with it. So it'll be interesting to see how she's able to, I guess, there's a word I'm looking for, negate, handle his power, right?
Yep.
You know, what does she do with it? And then we've got Julie Johnson. I had the opportunity to play with Julie in Indianapolis earlier this year, but what I love about Julie is her tenacity. You know, when it gets tight, she gets better. Right? And so
Absolutely.
I think she's very athletic. She make quick moves that can catch the opponents off guard. So I like that about Julie, and I love that she steps it up a notch. Gets tight. You know, some people get a little more nervous. Not Julie. Gets better.
Always has a good time, too.
Yes, she's always laughing, smiling. Absolutely. John Sperling, you know what?
What can you say
steady.
about John?
I know, he's steady. He digs a lot of balls out. He blocks a lot of balls. He keeps it in play and makes the opponent hit one more shot. That's important in pickleball, right? Keep it in play.
Yes.
Make them go for it. Maybe you pop it up, but at least you got it back in play. You never know when they're going to make an error. And I think John kind of uses that strategy of, I'm going to keep this in play and frustrate you, right? But he can also play aggressive. He can surprise you with some hard shots and balls, but he's great hands, great blocker. This is going to be some fun pickleball.
I would think both of these teams, you know, their styles are, they want to be on the offense. They kind of want to attack, be a little aggressive. So I think both, you're exactly right. We'll see who kind of comes out, their strategy working a little bit better. See if maybe this could be very even the whole time. One team could pull away. We'll see. It's always kind of a guess with pickleball because there's really so many options, and even the best teams sometimes, you know, if they can't get into a rhythm, it's hard for them to get going.
And pickleball is very mental as well.
Absolutely.
You come out, what headspace am I in today? You know, maybe Mircea's just driving the ball, and if she comes out and misses a few blocks, you don't know what kind of havoc that can create mentally, right? And then how do you handle it? What goes on? So looking forward to it.
I know it's going to be a good one. We do have the sun as it's getting to the other side of our structure here, kind of coming in now into sort of the side and face of whoever's going to be on the far end. So that probably is going to play a factor depending on the side these teams are on. So we'll definitely maybe see if after game 1, when we switch sides, if that makes a difference. See kind of who's able to handle that the most. It looks like Julie Johnson and Mircea Murariu will start serving on the far end. John Sperling and Cammie McGregor receiving on the near end. It's like Murariu will start us off. Game 1.
And they use an interesting strategy where the guy's serving first, but you know, generally that's not how it goes. Generally the woman starts.
And of course Julie Johnson is left-handed, so you'll always see them stacking with those 2 forehands in the middle for the most part.
Correct.
All right, off and running. Going to go just wide. Cammie McGregor has that great kind of block slice volley that she does, which I love.
Which helps make it keeps the ball low. Right, so you've got to dig under it a little bit, maybe pop the next one up.
So really just a couple unforced errors here from McGregor and Sperling coming out in game one, but you know, sometimes it takes a minute to kind of get in your groove.
It's a long game.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's just getting started.
Mhm. Cammie got caught a couple feet behind the non-volley zone line, so that allowed Julie to hit that down at her feet. She just hit the ball a little bit long.
Oh, that one dropped in. Definitely looked like it was possibly going long. Marariu lets that go.
Great.
That one goes just long.
Just barely. Julie made a great decision on that. And that's a tough decision to make when the ball's coming at you fast. You got to react quickly.
Nice job by McGregor. I was going to say, it's a little interesting to see kind of a dink battle between the men. It's usually on the women's side a little bit more, but the guys like to be involved too, so they had themselves a fun little dink rally there.
They had a great little rally there. And it looks like I'm seeing Julie squint a little bit. I think the sun might be playing a little bit of a factor on that end.
I would suspect it would be.
Right now, it really feels like both teams are keeping the strategy pretty basic. Pretty
Agreed.
basic. Dinking, you know, dink, cross-court dinks, you know, just going with the tried and true pickleball strategy.
Absolutely. No one's really being too aggressive yet. Not too many speed-ups or balls getting attacked.
Yeah. Do you agree? Agree with that?
Absolutely.
Seems like
There haven't been any hands battles at the net yet. This is sort of very fundamental pickleball right now.
awesome word right there, Lauren. Fundamentals. Perfect.
McGregor and Sperling managed to get that 1-point lead here in game one, but a side out now will give Johnson and Marariu an opportunity here to try and tie it up and perhaps pull ahead.
Cammie McGregor taking advantage of that high ball. She really set herself up nicely with the ball before that. It was low. Johnson had to bend down, and she popped it up a little bit, making for an easy put away for McGregor.
We've had a couple lost balls here, but
get caught up under these brand new stadium seating.
I know. That one actually jumped the fence instead of rolling under, so that's where we got into trouble. we learned from yesterday. We lost quite a few balls to the bleacher graveyard and managed to secure it a little bit more, but
they've come up with a new strategy for keeping the balls corralled in the court.
This is the first pickleball event ever here, so it's a learning curve of, you know, how the facility works and, you know, what things need to be worked on and changed for the next time. All right, so no points there for Johnson and Marariu on their serve, so McGregor and Sperling looking to add on here to their 1-point lead.
great cover. They actually handcuffed Julie with that shot, but Mario was right there ready to grab the ball.
Both these teams play together a good amount, so I think they definitely kind of know, when they need to cover, when those guys need to slide over and perhaps give a little support.
And that's excellent insight. These teams are seasoned together, and that really makes a big difference. I get asked frequently, in pickleball, how do you find your partner? You find one, you like to hang on.
Trial and error. Like McGregor and Sperling are mixing it up a little where they stack on which side. So, as you mentioned, Julie is almost exclusively on that right side due to being left-handed, but John and Cammie mixing it up a little.
Cammie equally solid from both sides.
Oh,
I bet she wants that back.
She just needed to blow on it a little bit harder, I think.
Something I'm noticing so far, and I would love to hear your thoughts, but something I'm noticing so far is John and Cammie seem to be kind of dictating the pace. Typically, we see Mario play a much harder ball, right? And other matches, he drives it. I think that's the respect he's giving them for their ability to block that ball.
Absolutely. I would agree. It's definitely a kind of a lower-paced game than I would expect out of some of these players right now. Specifically, Merchant Mario, who definitely likes to be aggressive and attack, and he's not really getting those opportunities right now. So I think McGregor and Sperling know that's what he wants to do, and they're trying to, not allow that to happen. Doing an excellent job so far.
They're doing an excellent job of keeping the pace nice and slow right where they want it and dictating when they pull the trigger to
and the
speed
thing is,
it up.
a lot of people think of when a team is in control that they're way out in front, they're being aggressive, they're attacking, but not necessarily. It's just sort of, playing the game you want to play and not letting the other team get into a groove. It doesn't have to be hard and fast.
Right. Play your strengths. That's the goal when you come onto the court. Set up the game, play your style. Oh, got it.
Mario takes one off the chest. He's a doctor, though, in case anything happens. He'll be okay.
I think he can handle it.
Julie Johnson getting aggressive.
Love that poach out of Julie. You see her anticipating it, light on the feet.
Mario does a good job of covering, getting that switch, but unfortunately, McGregor is there to gobble up that ball he left up a little too high.
That ball carried just a little bit long. Return carried just a little bit long.
We have a timeout here from Mario and Johnson.
The score is 6-1.
Looked like, and it's interesting because I think a lot of times people think you and your partner have to kind of be like, should we take a timeout? Is this a good time? Mario just decided they needed a timeout. Julie was like, oh, okay, we're doing a timeout. And I think that is a good point, is sometimes, like, if you need a timeout or you think you need a timeout, call a timeout.
Agreed.
Like, your partner hopefully well enough. Again, they play with each other all the time. But sometimes, sometimes certain people are less likely to call timeouts or don't feel the need as much. And so I think, if you are like, we need to take a timeout, just take the timeout.
Agreed.
I don't think your partner will be mad at you for that.
You can't take them with you. And it kind of frustrates me a little bit when I see a partner say, hey, you want to take a timeout? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
I'm probably asking you because I need it. And unless, my partner's been the one that's made 3 or 4 errors in a row. But I agree with you. If you feel the need to take it, you and your partner need to
if your partner's the one making the mistakes, maybe you need to be, no, you do need a timeout. You need to reset. We'll take a timeout.
Agreed.
Because sometimes they're like, no, I'm going to push through.
And you can't take them with you.
Nope. Sperling and McGregor keep it rolling here. Now out in front 7-2 in game 1 of this bronze medal match.
For the men's doubles today, 4.5, 35 plus. The bronze medal, Nick Hart and Theo Olsen. Theo Olsen and Nick Hart for the bronze medal. Silver goes to Jay Kelly, Snodgrass, and Tyler Freed.
I love the referee. She's very specific. What exactly did you do? You step with your left toe on the non-volley zone line.
Yep. Good eye from Marie Creed.
She's an excellent referee.
4.5, 35 plus. Please go to the medal stand to receive your medals, gentlemen. Take your pictures, present your cards.
A little long.
I sensed a little impatience in there, but that's what John and Cammie bring to the table. They kind of want you to get impatient, pull the trigger before the shot is actually there.
Especially when you're down 8-2 like they were on that rally. Sometimes that makes players rush things a little too much because they're feeling the pressure of the game getting away from them.
And they want to start making something happen before it's there. McGregor's been doing an outstanding job of resetting that ball. Just fell a little short there.
We can't be perfect.
What?
I know. Everyone sure thinks they can.
You wish you could, for sure.
That's why players, when they miss shots, they look at their paddle. How did you betray me, paddle? Why would you do this to me? It wasn't their fault. It was the paddle's fault.
Surely it was. Little net tip flicked into his body. Apology from John Sperling.
Oh, that's coming almost to me.
Using their second and final timeout.
Sperling throws up that lob, mixes things up a little. And a miss hit on that overhead from Johnson will bring us to our first game point here when we're coming back into the action. And I was thinking, I wanted to wait for a break to ask you. So everyone watching, all the amateur players, all the rec players, we see the pros use that Ernie. They use the Ernie, they threaten the Ernie. For me, I know as a rec amateur player, the Ernie is not even in my consciousness when I'm playing, and I think a lot of rec players would say the same. Do you think there's any upside to amateurs thinking about that more, trying to add it to their game, or is that really something that should be reserved for the upper levels, like 4, 5, 5,
It's a
0
fantastic question, and I've noticed I've seen some camps and clinics teaching people. I think it's definitely okay to have in mind. Do I think it's something that amateurs, that are just getting into the sport, just learning it? I think there's so many aspects to learn. I wouldn't start there.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's kind of lower on your list of skills to master until you got the other ones that are a little more important.
Yes, exactly. And learn the point to doing it, and the timing to doing that is key. And I just feel like there are other things maybe that should be a higher priority.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Great question.
All right, and with that rally, John Sperling and Cammie McGregor take game 1, 11-2 here in our bronze medal match. Let's see, after this short break in game 2, if Marariu and Johnson can make some adjustments and force this to a game 3 possibly. We'll be back right after this.
Go again. Until you strike just right. Until the ball sings. Until the other guy blinks. Until the court's clear. And the sun sets. Until you see it in your sleep. And wake up swinging. Go again. Until you can't miss. Until you can't lose. Go again. And again.
Welcome back, pickleball lovers. Lauren McLaughlin and Christine Barksdale here in the booth. We are getting into game number 2 of our Senior Pro bronze medal match. You can see Rob Cassidy intently watching in the bleachers. John Sperling and Cammie McGregor on the far end here for game 2. Julie Johnson and Mircea Murariu on the near end. Game 1 went to Cammie McGregor and John Sperling with a score of 11-2. Can they carry that momentum here in game 2 and on to the gold medal match, where can Johnson and Murariu make those adjustments, get back in this? We were talking before this, Christine, about, you know, they got to switch something up, because obviously game 1 didn't go their way, didn't get too many points on the board, couldn't get anything going. We hypothesized perhaps they needed to be a little more aggressive, attack a little bit more, try and, you know, get in that driver's seat. We'll see if they agree and see what strategy they can come out with here.
Good hands on Sperling's part. She did try to catch him off guard, but it is going to be interesting. They spent some time over there during the break chatting a little bit. I'm assuming they were strategizing.
Maybe just a grocery list, where they're going to dinner.
That is also possible. Great placement. Stepped around the non-volley zone line just a little bit there.
I think we're also seeing, too, a little more unforced errors than I'm used to seeing out of Julie Johnson and Mircea Murariu. But, again, you know, everybody has their off days. You know, some days, you know, just don't go as well as others. So they're obviously in the bronze medal match, so they've had a good day. But it's definitely going to have to cut down on those to combat Cammie McGregor and John Sperling.
Yes, and that's their goal, to have you make more errors than they do. Because they're not necessarily trying to overpower you or beat you. They're just trying to outsteady you.
John Sperling had that cocked back and ready to go as soon as Murariu gave him that ball. All right, that's the most vocalness I've seen out of Julie Johnson so far this match. They, of course, are all really good friends here on this court, so Julie kind of just rubbing it in John's face just a little bit that she came out on top of that one.
She had great hands, had her paddle up front, out in front of her. Nice, simple blocks. Worked to her advantage. Little banter here. I like it.
Nothing but love on this court.
That's what's great about this tour. You know, you're having a good time. They've probably all partnered together at some point. Now they're playing against each other. Great decision on McGregor's part to let that sail past her. It's difficult to take that ball from so low and flick it hard and keep it in the court.
Oh, good spot there from Murariu after a good rally. Put that in an awkward spot right at McGregor's right shoulder. Couldn't quite get a good paddle on that. Very patient dink rally there. And like you mentioned before, sometimes you just got to outlast your opponent.
Correct.
Which
And
Sperling and McGregor did.
They're doing an outstanding job of that today, as is kind of common for their style of play.
And the thing is, they're not running away with these games. It's just kind of a slow and steady progression of points that they keep putting on the board. McGregor and Sperling really have not given them a lot of opportunities to kind of get those overheads, those kind of put-away shots, if you will. So Murario gets a rare one there and takes advantage. And we might have lost the ball under the bleachers.
Another one to the bleachers.
Rob Cassidy's digging under there, though. Rob Cassidy got the job done, found it. McGregor's like, don't make me do that again.
All right, I will now. 0-3-1.
That net tip worked out, and Johnson's and Mario's to their advantage. That seems to be a rare miss today out of McGregor. She's been very steady, really just very few errors.
You see that too in pickleball, though. The tides can turn so quickly. If Murario and Johnson can get a little something going here, it might turn the tides. We'll see if McGregor and Sperling can hold it off and not let that happen.
Momentum can definitely be a big factor.
Just it could swing in one rally. Tied up at threes.
3-3-2.
Good little run there. Tied it up at 3.
Something to give them a little bit of a confidence boost, maybe something to work with. You know, as my good friend Wesley Gabriel says, let's capitalize on that. You know, it gives you something to work with.
He does a great job of catching Sperling off guard there. A little too much angle there. I think he would agree he probably could have got that if he was about 20 years younger. But
he might have said that.
That seems like something John Sperling would say. That's the big difference between the pros and the senior pros. You don't see a lot of senior pros diving on the court.
Not
They're
typically.
like, we're done. We've learned better. We know better. The pros, some of them, they haven't quite learned yet.
We're gonna stay upright. So they got a quick, Johnson and Murario got a quick side out there, which really worked out nice. They gave up no points, and now they've got this point here. Nice little finisher. But this is where they want to build on it.
Absolutely. Take their first lead, still on first server.
Little frustration out of Johnson.
Looked like she might have changed her mind kind of about which way she wanted to hit that last ball. Sounded like a bit of a miss hit, but good recovery from Johnson off the net, but sometimes it's hard to do much with that next shot, so it left that door open for Sperling to peg Murario with that next ball.
McGregor's making a few more errors, getting a little frustrated, but that kind of gets to the swings that we talk about. You can't let that frustration sneak into your game. Just stay calm, and you know, McGregor's very calm, cool, and collected most of the time.
Interesting. Big side out there for Johnson and Murario again, not giving up any points.
Second one they've had in a row where they've given up no points.
4-3-1. Nice duck there from Julie Johnson.
Good partner communication there. Murario let her know that ball's going to be sailing out. It gives you a little confidence when you're ducking to hear your partner say that. It makes me feel better.
I prefer that my partner scream at me that the ball is going out. Otherwise, who knows what I might do.
Exactly.
Slight downside of having a lefty and two forehands in the middle means sometimes you're gonna both go for those shots and have a bit of a collision in the middle.
3-5-1.
Whereas a lot of times if you stack with someone with their dominant hand in the middle, it's kind of agreed upon that, you know, four hands in the middle take the middle.
Right, and that's, you know, that comes, you start to know what your partner's doing, right? And of course, quite commonly in mixed doubles, the male player takes that shot.
4-5-2.
It's really funny, Johnson and Murario talk often that even though they play together so much, they still have those middle ones because they both want it. They're both like, I want that ball. And they know that that's going to happen sometimes, even though, you know, they know each other's games very well.
And that speaks to their style of play, though. You know, they want to play aggressive. They want to go for it.
5-5-1. Second serve.
What do you think the strategy change has been? Have you noticed anything significantly different?
5-5-2.
I honestly haven't really from Johnson and Murario. I think it's truly been that McGregor and Sperling have just had a few more unforced errors this game than they did the first one, and it's kind of given Johnson and Murario a little more opportunity that they didn't have the first game. It's a little more fast-paced than game one, but no one seems to be really trying to make it aggressive.
They seem to be taking the opportunities when they're there, but not going trying to super overpower anybody.
Again, scores tied up at 5, so they're staying in it, not letting McGregor and Sperling run away with it. Another really long extended dink rally here.
What we haven't mentioned is that this matchup actually happened earlier today.
Oh, this is a repeat.
This is a repeat, and
Excellent.
Johnson and Mario came out on top for this match, and it was a nail biter, 7-11, 11-6, 11-6.
Oh, all right.
So it was nail biter earlier in the day. So McGregor and Sperling are looking for a little redemption from this morning.
They are well on their way right now.
Second serve. Seven, 5-2. Football. Foot was outside the sideline. Point.
All right, foot fault again called on Murcha Marario here.
8-5-2. Side out.
Big side out there as Sperling and McGregor have pulled ahead by 3 points now.
5-8-1.
And Johnson and Marario must win this game too if they want a chance at that gold medal match. Oh, oops.
A little miscommunication.
Yep, a little bit.
Sperling wanted to stick his paddle in there and change his mind. McGregor wasn't quite ready. And that, that doesn't really happen. It happens. It can happen with anybody. It can happen anytime, even a seasoned team.
I like the thought from Julie Johnson to poach. We haven't seen a lot of aggressive moves like anyone really poaching too much this matchup. So I like the idea. Just didn't execute it quite how she was hoping. McGregor rolls that ball off the net and out of bounds. Johnson and Marario back within one.
7-8-2. Side out.
Again, Rick Witskin and Beth Bellamy are waiting in the gold medal match for the winner of this matchup. John Sperling and Cammie McGregor are hoping to get there in 2 games here. Just 3 points away from doing so.
I do feel like we're starting to see Marario press just a little bit more right now. I think he's feeling that this is getting close. And I feel like he's pressing just a little bit more. Seems to be working for him.
Ooh. Johnson did a really great job of keeping that ball close to the net, so even though Sperling was able to take that out of the air, it was a little low. And a fighter jet.
7-8-1. Second serve.
What I really liked that McGregor did right there, Marario got caught back in the back court. She kept the ball to him. Frequently you see people kind of let them off the hook. They'll hit to the person standing at the net, and this other person can get in. I liked that she kept him back. Won him that point.
Agreed. McGregor keeps that serve very close to that middle line. It kind of pulled Julie Johnson out of position where she was thinking that serve was coming to. It kind of forced that error. this will be a match point here for John Sperling and Cammie McGregor looking to head to the gold medal match. And we have a timeout, good timeout from Mircha Murario and Julie Johnson as they're staring down that match point, hoping to be able to fend it off, get back in here. Speaking of the serve that Cammie McGregor kind of mixed up there, I think a lot of people don't think about the serve as, you know, a lot of people, they just serve. They're not necessarily aiming for any spot on the court. They're just trying to get it in. But I think there is something to be said about, even in drilling, if you have, you know, a ball machine or something, to work on serving to different areas of the box, because then it keeps your opponent moving and guessing. You're not just consistently serving to the same spot every time, so they know exactly what's coming.
And I think there's a couple of points to that is consistency first on foremost, right? But as you said, it never hurts to drill and be able to pick your spot on the court.
Exactly. Once you have that consistency, then, you know, work on a little variety in that. Good timeout there from Murario and Johnson. Staying alive here. Can they get back in this and possibly force that third game? Murario tries to change it up a little, throw something different. Like the idea, but just a little long.
A little risky, especially with this score where it's at. I would stay a little more consistent with, you know, I think he's feeling a little pressure to beat him at their game, kind of.
Ooh,
good little maneuver.
Good job. You made such a good point. I think throwing that lob is a good thought, but I think you're right that it wasn't the right time.
At the time in the game.
All right, another match point here. And Julie Johnson a little low on that ball, and so John Sperling and Cammie McGregor head to the gold medal match to take on Rick Witskin and Beth Bellamy. Our bronze medalists today here in mixed doubles senior pro is Julie Johnson and Mircha Murario. Big congrats to them. We are going to take a short break, and then myself and Christine Barksdale will be back for that gold medal match. I will chat with John Sperling and Cammie McGregor before they head there, though, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
New People Pickleball.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this. Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
New People Pickleball.
Hold up.
Welcome back, everybody. Lauren McLaughlin here in our Franklin studio with John Sperling and Cammie McGregor, who are heading to the gold medal match. You guys, congratulations first. Took down the #1 seed, Julie Johnson and Mercha Morariu. So they are kind of known, they're aggressive. They want to come out and do that. You guys did not let them do that really at all. Was that your strategy going in, or was it kind of to just play your game?
It was a little bit of both. So we played them earlier in the winners bracket and we lost in 3, and there was definitely some things that we took out of that match going into the bronze medal match, and we just said, you know, we know what they like, so let's not give them what they like, which is that fastball.
So you guys, Christine Barksdale and myself in the booth kind of mentioned, especially in game 1 and game 2 as well, it was very like fundamental pickleball. You guys kind of kept it in play, weren't trying anything too fancy. Is that, I mean, some people are like, hey, sometimes that's all it takes is the basics.
What I told Cammie, I said, boring pickleball. Boring pickleball wins. Make the ball bounce. Take away your strengths of your opponent, and if you can do that, it kind of brings our strength back into it, and so that's what we did. That's our tactic as we went forward. The sight in there is a little hard to see sometimes, so when you get speed balls, you're going to lose it, and it happened on both sides. When they sped up, we hit them, they hit us. So keeping the ball low and keep it on the ground made it much easier to play. So yeah.
So again, we just saw birthday boy Rick Witskin walk by. So you're taking on him and Beth Bellamy. Rick, of course, I don't think is going to be as quiet and docile in your matchup in the gold medal match. Knowing their style of play, what's the strategy going into this matchup?
Yeah, definitely Rick's going to bring a lot of flair to the game, and Beth is solid. She doesn't, miss much, so we got to be on top of our game, play our game, how John and I play, and, kind of just like what we just did, and, we'll see.
All right, well, congrats, guys. You are going to the gold medal match. We'll be coming up right after this, so I think you got to go back and warm up and, get this day over with. So congrats, guys, and good luck in that gold medal match.
Thank you so much.
Go again, until you strike just right, until the ball sings, until the other guy blinks, until the court's clear, and the sun sets, until you see it in your sleep, and wake up swinging. Go again, till you can't miss, until you can't lose. Go again, and again.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this. Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
New People Pickleball.
Go again until you strike just right, until the ball sings, until the other guy blinks, until the court's clear and the sun sets, until you see it in your sleep and wake up swinging. Go again. Till you can't miss, until you can't lose. Go again and again.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, Ma. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
Welcome back, everyone, for our final match of the day. It is our Senior Pro gold medal match. The man himself, Ken Herman, out on the court, cheering on our senior pros. Looks like we're going to get a quick pick of our gold medal match participants. We, of course, have John Sperling and Cammie McGregor, who we just saw in our bronze medal match defeat Mircha Marariu and Julie Johnson. And they are going to be taking on birthday boy Rick Witskin. It is his birthday today. He said I have to be nice to him because it's his birthday. No promises, though.
Rick's a nice guy. He's easy to be nice
exactly.
to.
I'm just joking.
I
and
know.
Beth Bellamy, his partner. So Rick and Beth are coming through our winner bracket. So if John Sperling and Cammie McGregor win the 2 out of 3 portion of this gold medal match, that'll force that tiebreaker match to 15 to see who comes out on top here today in our Senior Pro Mixed Doubles bracket. I am Lauren McLaughlin along with Christine Barksdale here in the booth for this final matchup of our Friday. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Tomorrow we will be back with our Pro and Senior Pro men's and women's doubles matches. So plan to join us in the morning. Hopefully it will be a smooth sailing day, unlike today. But, you know, it is what it is. It's life. That's life. You got to roll with the punches, as they say. So it's been a fabulous weekend and start to our 2022 APP Tour season here at Legacy Sports Complex in Billbank Park in Mesa, Arizona. Beautiful weather. Beautiful for playing pickleball. Nice and a little cool in the mornings, but warms up into the low 70s. And I would think this is kind of perfect pickleball. No humidity, no wind.
Arizona brought out its best weather just for this tournament.
It sure did. It was like, we got to show out. So they did, and we are ready to kick off our gold medal match here. We have 2 refs for our final matchup. We have Brenda Alley, who will be our head referee, or first referee for this matchup, and Daryl Wynn will be our second referee.
This will be their first matchup today. They do not believe they played each other earlier in the day. So this will be a fresh new match, fresh new strategies.
Exactly.
And we're going to see what they come out with. You know, I know Bellamy tends to, you know, she likes to hit the ball hard. She's a pro tennis player and likes to hit the ball hard, as does Rick. There, you know, a lot of tennis players run amok out here. Rick Witskin, also a tennis player, and John Sperling. This is his 3rd pro sport: hockey, tennis, and now pickleball.
So if he needs to check someone into the sidelines, he can probably do that as well.
That's absolutely true. And we just learned that McGregor's main sport's soccer player. I love soccer players on the court because they learn how to move their feet. Their fantastic footwork comes along with that.
Absolutely. Looks like we're just having a few moments of final warm-up here before we get going. Looks like Beth Bellamy and Rick Witskin will start us off serving on the near end.
They, and as a tradition, the serving team gets to select the ball that they would like to use to start out the match.
Looks like Brenda is out there. They've made their selection. Cammie McGregor, John Sperling receiving on the far end here for game 1 in our gold medal match.
And as you mentioned, 2 out of 3 to 11.
Medal announcement: men's doubles 5 out of 35, 50 plus. Bronze, Steve Wright and Michael Gates. Silver, Chase Estefano and Chip.
And I know it looks like the stands are empty, but that's just because everyone has moved to the side where the sun is behind them, which you can't really see on camera. So there are people here cheering on our gold medal match.
Absolutely, and I see Gigi Lemaster in the house. She played today and I believe lost earlier to potentially Sperling and McGregor. I should probably double check my facts.
They did kind of tear through the bracket today on the top and bottom half, so it's very likely.
Stand corrected.
Oh,
Lemaster lost to Scott Crandall and Linda Thompson.
They got knocked out and took 4th place in our bracket. Sperling and McGregor defeated them in that final consolation bracket match to get into the bronze medal match. So congrats to them, our 4th place finishers today.
Absolutely. This was a good draw, good size draw with lots of skilled players. Great finish on Sperling's part. Great move. Really anticipated that pop-up ball. Finished it off.
You know, talking to Cammie and John after their previous win, you know, I mentioned how we talked about it was very fundamental pickleball, very kind of keep it in play, and he said, yes, we wanted to play boring pickleball. And it looks like already they're changing that strategy up here against these opponents. You can see Sperling especially coming out strong, you know, aggressive, taking those balls out of the air. So we'll see if perhaps a slight adjustment here, knowing how, you know.
I would love to know, you know, they are, as you mentioned, using a different strategy here. I would love to know what the driving force is, why they wanted to change it up versus what they were thinking in the last match. My guess is, knowing, having played Bellamy before, she does like to be the one to start the pace. Maybe what they're thinking is, let us dictate the pace rather than allow her to do it.
It looked into me.
Our angle is very difficult to tell. I know John's questioning it. I'm not sure anybody saw it. And the call was out. Is that correct? Is that what they went with?
I believe the call stands as out because our ref couldn't overrule that call.
It happened very fast. Difficult to see, especially when, you know, one of her primary roles is, you know, to watch for foot faults in non-volley zone.
Definitely seeing a lot of speed ups much sooner here already in this match, which is different from our previous match. So I think we will have a lot more hard hitting shots, a little more hands battles at the net.
And Witzkin is very active. He's going to pick off a lot of balls. He's going to poach a lot, and he's going to give you moves that you've got to be ready for him at any point in time to jump in and attack.
Sperling and McGregor, though, out in front here in game 1.
Looks like there's a hairline crack in the ball. And that's also a part of pickleball. While you get to select the ball later in the game, you may end up with a replacement ball, as we are going through right now. Yep.
Cammie said, we don't like that ball. Too late now, unfortunately. It's a good pickup there from Witzkin.
I anticipated, you know, this ball pulled out pretty far. I actually anticipated Bellamy to go around the post, which is, you know, a legal shot here in pickleball. I expected her to do that. She opted not to do that. May not have pulled out far enough.
Ooh. I think Bellamy changed her mind possibly at the last second there. I thought she was going to take that ball out of the air and then let it bounce. We need to invent a mind reader so we can know what happened in that moment.
That would be fantastic.
I'm just purely speculating, of course.
Be fantastic. They're thinking it. We could translate that to the fans. You know, McGregor just does such an outstanding job of defending from 2 or 3 feet behind the non-volley zone line with just perfect touch shots. It's really impressive. A couple of things we've just noticed right now, I've noticed, is Bellamy is kind of sending a nice high lob deep in the court to Sperling's backhand. It's really, he made that error, kind of gave him an error, but it seems so simple, but it's a high loopy shot, you know, changes the pace of the ball.
Yeah, she goes for that back corner with a bit of a lob, but just doesn't hit it quite as well as she wanted. You can hear her immediately after she hits it being like, what are you doing?
She knew right away she had missed the shot.
Ooh, McGregor. Catching Witskin.
Stepping over towards this. He'd stepped over pretty far, and she took advantage of that. Look at that perfect shot. He gave her quite the opening.
She was able to read that just at that last second. Saw that movement from Witskin and managed to change your shot accordingly, perfectly.
Again.
It's always best when you try to hit a ball but miss and then it goes out. You're like, yep, oh, that's what I planned all along.
I meant to miss that shot.
Ooh.
You can see when Bellamy's going to drive that ball, she takes a step back and then just nice big, nice big swing, yet solid. Just a really well driven ball.
Catches that baseline. He definitely said happy birthday to me. He's giving himself birthday presents on the court.
Yes.
Witskin and Bellamy closing in now on Sperling and McGregor. Bellamy, perhaps a little impatience there, trying to speed that up. Ball was pretty low to attack, so it would have had to be a really great shot.
She can definitely hit those great shots. But sometimes later you think, why did I speed that up?
Exact same shot we saw earlier. She's going for a bit of a changeup, floating that ball, hoping to catch that back corner.
And she's really trying to keep Sperling from really dominating the middle by throwing that over his left shoulder. Keep him a little bit honest.
Oh, geez.
Oh, no. Little collision, little collision right there.
Too much.
He came a little too far over. She didn't see him come into the, probably didn't hit her peripheral, and a little collision.
He flew too close to the sun on that one.
It was an outstanding point, though. Fun to watch.
He had some absolutely amazing gets. I
Everybody
think he kind
did.
of had just committed himself so much to that next shot that he wasn't really able to pull back when, you know, Beth was standing there.
Yeah, she didn't. You just didn't anticipate it. But what a beautiful point on all four players' part.
Medal announcement, men's doubles, 3:035 50 plus. Bronze, Glenn Salsa, Herschel Workman. Silver, Marty Batza and Terry Barnes. Gold,
Bethany and Witskin looking to tie it up here. 6-7-2.
and medals.
Oh, I bet Cammie would love to have that shot back right there. Caught it again up at her left shoulder.
We need a mind reader and a time machine here in Pro Pickleball.
She missed that shot, but I'm really liking Bellamy's footwork. She may, you know, Cammie may drive her one step back off the line. She'll step back, hit the shot, move right back in. So she was able to grab that out of the air. She just missed it in the net. But I'm liking her footwork. You know, McGregor and Sperling had a pretty good lead. I'm feeling like the timeout should be coming at some point. Maybe just to change the momentum. Look at that. Overhead off Witskin.
It's like a hook shot in basketball.
It was it was a little hook shotty.
And we'll see if Witskin and Bellamy are able to pull ahead here, if we will see that timeout perhaps from Sperling and McGregor. Ooh, with that, I would definitely like I was like, she looks like she's about to put her paddle down. And there it goes.
Looks like the paddle toss is going to happen.
So we do indeed have a timeout called by McGregor and Sperling as Bellamy and Witskin pull ahead by 2, just 2 points away from closing out game 1 here in our gold medal match. Again, if Witskin and Bellamy are able to win the 2 out of 3 portion, they will be our gold medalist. McGregor and Sperling would have to take it to that tiebreaker match to 15. Oh, I think McGregor's actually getting maybe a warning about throwing her paddle. I'm not sure. Yeah, she is. She actually is getting a talking to about her paddle toss, which, you know,
she was gently tossing it back into where she would be standing. She was calling the timeout. She gently tossed it back.
I think that's what, you know, it is a little, it's kind of up to the ref's subjective opinion about whether or not, you know, they want to do it. It is just a warning. There's no real consequence to it, but, you know, some refs are much more strict about things than others. You know, some of them will let language slide if they know, you know, it's just kind of to themselves or in passing, but
A little bit of it, I think, really hinges, you know, is dependent on what was your attitude.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily that, do I think throwing the paddle is acceptable? No. But she really was just tossing it back into her position. But understandable that each ref gets to make their own decision on how they interpreted that.
the real thing, though, is this is clearly upsetting Cammie and John. And so I don't know if
she is issuing a point. She is issuing a point. She said the score is now 10-7.
Ooh, okay. All right.
She's issuing a verbal warning
for language
and a technical.
Oof.
So by issuing that technical, I believe that gave Bellamy.
Sperling is holding McGregor back now.
She's frustrated. She needs.
All right, very,
she did
very
indeed
unfortunate,
issue a technical for the paddle toss. And by paddle toss, she was tossing it into position. So I don't want the fans out there to think that Cammie was angry or throwing the paddle by stretching the imagination.
Clearly frustrated at herself,
Yes,
you know, at the way she was
agreed.
playing, and we see players do that all the time, especially going into timeout. I think we are seeing a much stricter ref in how she's deciding to, you know.
And that's at a very critical time to take Bellamy and Witskin up to 10-7. So that gives them a game point here in game one. So, you know, what's important here, Lauren, is important that Cammie needs to be able to shake this off, let it go, and move on. That's not easy to do. It's certainly easy for us sitting over here to tell people, let it go. How do you think you go about letting that go?
I certainly know if I'm Cammie and I'm out there, it would not be easy to let go.
It would be very
She's,
frustrating.
You know, understandably upset, especially at this crucial point in game one of the gold medal match. But this could be something, and you talked about before how important mentally it is in pickleball as well. That's such a big aspect. And this could be potentially something that she can't shake the entire match. This, you know, has the potential to stay with her if she isn't able to move past it. And again, you know, perhaps going into game two, however this does end up in game one, perhaps that gives her a little bit more of an opportunity. But
I believe in McGregor. I believe she's going to be able to let it go. You know, she is a stellar athlete. She's a very calm, cool, and collected individual generally. I just feel like, you know, we'll see what this point leads to, but I do believe she's going to let it go and, you know, be all right.
All right, so this is a game point now here. They'll have a second opportunity at it here. Can McGregor and Sperling hold it off and recover? Well, they do have a very crucial hold here on 2 game points. Perhaps that is motivation for them here. Turn it into something positive. Confirm here the score. Excuse me, it is.
She did not.
Oh, wait, she took it back?
I'm very confused. She was issuing the point. She
clearly
called
heard
it.
her say 10-7,
Me too.
and now it's 9-6. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I agree, Lauren.
Yeah, we were like, she very clearly said it was going to be 10-7. I thought that's what she called when they served.
Me too. When they first came back out from the timeout, I really thought I heard her call 10.
She did. I'm so well. All right.
Fans were very sorry.
We're just as confused as everybody else.
Right. I was a little confused when Rick was on the other side of the court because he, I believe, was the first server.
All right, so we have a timeout here called by Witskin and Bellamy. And, you know, there's obviously now a little emotion at play here.
Sperling is definitely still worked up. I'm a little uncertain what happened at this point.
Well, we're just letting this play out like you guys are at home.
Right. At this point, we missed something.
Something definitely happened that we...
And I heard...
All right, well, it is 8-9-2. And
well, what I'd like to do is a rule check. She issued the technical, and I'm going to be honest, I cannot recall. We would need to ask a certified referee on hand what the status is on that. I need to double check the rule on that because I'm 90% sure I heard Cammie say you're giving me a technical, but
I heard her issue a technical.
Right. So,
well,
maybe there was no point issued.
The show must go on. I guess
that's correct, and it is.
I mean. All right, 9-8-2. McGregor goes for that shot. I think she thought she had a good eye on it. Ends up missing that. And now, all right, it is a official game point. 10-8-2. And with that, Rick Witskin and Beth Bellamy come out on top here in game one, 11-8. We'll still try and maybe get some clarification on what happened, but we'll take a short break and be right back for game number 2 in the Senior Pro Mixed Doubles Gold Medal match when we return.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this. Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
So ready for next gen.
This is Next Gen Pickleball. I'm so ready for the Next Gen Tour.
Super excited about next gen.
I can't wait for the APP Next Gen Tour.
I'm super excited for next gen.
right, welcome back, everyone. Lauren McLaughlin and Christine Barksdale here courtside in the booth for our Senior Pro Mixed Doubles Gold Medal match. John Sperling and Cammie McGregor on the near end now here for Game 2. Rick Witskin and Beth Bellamy on the far end. Bellamy and Witskin come out on top in Game 1, 11-8 after a bit of a kerfuffle in the middle, which we're still not 100% sure what happened. If we are able to figure that out before the stream ends, we'll certainly let you guys know at home. McGregor and Sperling now need to win this second game in order to stay alive and have that shot at the gold medal.
What I love about watching Witskin play is he actually is very kind of dramatic in his shots,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. He doesn't just want to play pickleball. He wants to add a little flair. He wants to make it exciting.
Yeah, he's got a little flair that goes along with him, you know, but it's actually, while it seems like it's just flair, to bring a point is he's kind of exhaling as he hits the ball, and it's just an important thing to do to make sure you're breathing while you play.
I'm sure that comes from his tennis game. A lot of, things that tennis players did in their tennis game, they kind of carry over into their pickleball game. We saw Sperling and McGregor were still clearly, a little annoyed and upset coming into Game 2. So hopefully they are able to kind of shake that off and just get their minds refocused to the task at hand.
They seem to be doing a good job of that.
Mm-hmm. Witskin said it for me. That is very much a part of Rick Witskin's game, though. He is looking for those opportunities to attack.
Absolutely. He's very active out on the court, and he's always watching for opportunities presented himself. And that Bellamy does an outstanding job of creating opportunities with a nice, low, hard drive. That frequently generates a pop-up from the opponents. Witskin's ready on top of that.
All right, McGregor and Sperling up 4-2-2 here in game 2 of our gold medal match. Nice effort by McGregor getting that ball. Ooh, that Bellamy hurdles that ball in an attempt to get out of the way on its way out, but it stays in. Eerily similar to game 1 with Sperling and McGregor out in front a little bit here. We'll see if Witskin and Bellamy can once again tie this up here, go on a little run of their own. Birthday boy gets dirty to get that ball. He gets a little round of applause from the crowd as well. He's so fun.
He is, you know, he's laughing, he's joking,
He's a character.
but he's also very competitive and driven and motivated.
All right, a little help from the crowd on that ball. I think it's over to the side. Oh, it's right there. So
he was ready.
Mm-hmm. Sperling tries to surprise Witskin.
And again, it gets back to that. Look at that. And Witskin is ready, and that just sailed by McGregor.
Bronze medalist Greg Johnson and Joe Prince. Silver medalist Jason Bach, Eric Rosner. And your gold medalist Mr. Wyatt Stowe and Hayden Patrick. Congratulations, Joe, and we'll wish you a few more things.
Nice finishing point. You know, just watching that dink rally, you know, we're seeing a lot more of the ladies cross-court dinking here.
Mm-hmm.
What I really like in watching that is they both get very low.
Yes.
You know, since the ball isn't allowed to really bounce higher than the net, you know, if you drop it, it really stays lower than the net.
Mm-hmm.
You really got to get low, have your knees nicely bent, and they're both doing an outstanding job of that, which is making for very consistent dinking.
Mm-hmm. Definitely seeing a lot of extended rallies here in this game. Seven, 2-2. Ooh. bit of a off the tip of the paddle there from Sperling, but it got the job done.
This did not quite hit the sweet spot. Thought we might see a timeout coming here, and I actually, during this timeout, I want to clarify what we're uncertain about is, did the referee call a technical warning or a technical foul? I'm leaning to, because a technical warning, there actually is no loss of point, there's no change of rally, no change of serve. She would have had to call the technical foul, and even at a technical foul, you lose a point. Your opponents don't gain a point. So what we just don't know exactly what the referee called, but just to clarify this, you know, for a technical warning, nothing happens at that point. She has to issue a second technical.
What ended up happening was we heard her say 10-7.
Correct.
Which would have been giving a point to Witskin and Bellamy. However, it got changed back to 9-6, which means a point got taken away.
She did issue the technical foul, in which case she did take the point away.
So
and to get a technical foul, typically you go through a warning and then a second warning, but
I think that was a rushed call, perhaps, that needed to have a little more backing it, but that is what we believe was the outcome, was a point got taken away.
That is what happened. She issued a technical foul and took a point away from McGregor and Sperling. And the only time a technical foul would not lead to a point taken away is when you have 0. Bellamy set that up nicely with the, you know, dinking cross court and then the quick slap to Sperling, who wasn't quite ready. Nice, easy finisher there by Witskin.
The ball looked a little deep, and it is indeed called out.
You are absolutely correct, Lauren. Good eyesight.
Even from way over here. I like to think my LASIK surgery did me some good.
Did some magical, yeah. Superpowers.
I wouldn't go that far. I think there's times that I very clearly see a ball like a foot out and it gets played, and I'm like, why are they playing that ball? It was so out. And I'm like, clearly I can't see anything. It comes and goes. It comes and goes.
It's one of those intermittent powers.
Exactly.
I'm uncertain. Was that?
I think she was saying, yeah, it was a good
so it
shot
skipped
right
up
on
off the line.
Right on that line.
Perfect.
Caused a bit of a mishit.
She was able to jam Bellamy a little bit on that, and so she just put it right into the net.
McGregor kind of in that no man's land a little bit there. Witskin kind of took advantage, able to put that ball at her feet.
She does come off of the non-volley zone to that area a little bit, and I think that's to give Sperling some room to jump over and grab some shots, maybe the high balls, surprise the opponents. Excellent get by Witskin. And good eye. I love it. I love, you know, Sperling went for the around the post. Witskin anticipated it and dug it out. He made it look easy. Tough shot to dig out. That ball is coming low and hard at you.
And you don't exactly know at which angle it's coming at
Correct.
you either.
McGregor and Sperling really want this game right now.
Mm-hmm. And they need it.
Yes, they do.
Resets from McGregor, just so good. Just as I say that, she misses one, but beside that.
Agreed. She's really just got soft touch. She keeps her shot very efficient motion when she blocks it. That's risky. It's risky. You know, he's got great reach, good ability to jump up. But Sperling handled it well.
Hung in there. All right, 9-6-1. Great job by McGregor and Sperling, picking up some hard balls there, and Sperling goes for that poach. Clearly catching Witskin a little off guard there, and we have a game point.
It's that two-handed backhand. You know, if she's allowed to reach out, really extend her arms, she can really hit just a beautiful two-handed backhand ground stroke.
Witskin and Bellamy hold off the 2 game points.
I bet they would have loved a gust of wind to just grab that ball and send it over.
Absolutely.
There's 1 point closer. Nice angle right there off of Sperling's paddle.
Exactly. Sperling must have.
See the head pickleball instant replay.
He got an A in math.
Great angle.
He knows
yes.
those angles.
Geometry.
Good block there from Sperling right at Bellamy's feet. All right, 2 more game point opportunities. Ooh, a little too flat on that shot there from Witskin.
Going to
Sails
game 3.
It long, and game 3 tiebreaker coming up here in our gold medal match in our senior pro mixed doubles bracket. Don't go anywhere. Christine Barksdale and myself will be right back after this short message.
Go again until you strike just right. Until the ball sings. Until the other guy blinks. Until the court's clear and the sun sets. Until you see it in your sleep and wake up swinging. Go again. Till you can't miss. Until you can't lose. Go again and again.
All right, game 3 underway. Beth Bellamy and Rick Witskin start us off serving on the near end to Cammie McGregor and John Sperling. We will switch ends at 6 in this third game. Rick Witskin and Beth Bellamy win, and they are gold medalist. If John Sperling and Cammie McGregor are able to take this third game, that forces the tiebreaker match to 15, as this is a double elimination format.
Temperature's dropping just a little bit
I was
here.
literally just thinking how Arizona, it's cool in the morning, like beautiful once that sun dips, it's like plummeting temperatures.
You know, it's desert. It's desert. It's winter in the desert, basically,
Exactly.
this time of year. The sun is dropping down. Got great lighting out here on the courts, though. Fantastic.
And you wonder, too, as the temperature drops a little, does the ball speed up a little bit as it gets perhaps a little harder, traveling a little faster?
It absolutely does, and we're going to see who that is an advantage to. You know, it's a plastic ball, basically. And so it is, in fact, impacted by temperatures. Super hot, super cold.
Good reach there from Sperling, covering that middle. And this will indeed be our final match of the day here. Perhaps done after this game, perhaps the next one. So not done quite yet, but this will be our final matchup of the day. 2-1-2.
Ooh, bet Cammie would like to have that back. You can see the frustration in her face at that. Watch this as Beth cuts that ball. Cammie has to stretch for it and pushes it up right into Rick's big, basically finishing forehand. Oh, miscommunication.
4-2-2.
Apparently a nice finishing shot. Cammie's popping those up, and I'm wondering if that's not an impact of this ball being just a little bit harder. She's not controlling it maybe quite as well.
Witskin, I think, telling himself he needs to maybe take that 10 down to an 8 on that shot.
Great move, as we just talked
Beautiful.
about. In the head instant replay, we're going to see McGregor hop around and do what's the shot known as the Ernie.
Beautifully done.
Oh,
well done.
Cammy's demonstrating everything. She now demonstrated the ATP around the post shot.
Really great patience to let that travel very wide. Gave herself a really great angle on that.
Yes, and that's one of the things. You have to wait one more second than I think you need to. If not, you end up hitting into the post.
Little hook shot once again from Rick Witskin there on that put away.
Seems to be a standard shot for him, that kind of hook shot looking overhead.
Luckily, Bellamy recognized Witskin was taking that, got out of the way. 4-4-2.
They'll be playing the mixed pro on Sunday. Is that correct,
They
Lauren?
will indeed. All of our pro medal matches for all the divisions will be played on Championship Sunday.
Excellent.
For this tournament.
What time will those start that day?
I do believe we will start promptly at 8 a.m.
Excellent. Good to know.
I'm sure there'll be something posted about the full schedule of the day and when the certain divisions are playing.
Find that on
YouTube and Facebook.
Excellent.
Yes, our YouTube page is APP TV, and it's the APP Tour Facebook page. All right, McGregor and Sperling get themselves to 6 first, which will get that end change here in this third game tiebreaker in our gold medal match. Again, Sperling and McGregor looking to force that tiebreaker match to 15. Witskin and Bellamy hoping to get the job done. That was Spencer. That's Spencer, guys. He just walked by and waved.
Spencer's the man making this video happen and showing us the instant replays.
He sure is. He's crushing it. Of course, things are running a little smoother this evening than they were this morning, as
Versus
anyone who tried to log on knew.
The internet around the entire area was down. Is that
just
correct,
a whole,
Lauren?
Yes, a whole area outage in Phoenix, Mesa, Temple, all the surrounding areas were down. So they did get that up about midday today in the afternoon, so we were able to switch back over. But we certainly did our best. Spencer practically killed himself to get this live stream up and running earlier today, so we appreciate everyone's understanding.
A little bit of frustration out of Bellamy after the end switch here. Kind of creates a natural timeout, gives you a chance to reset. But she came back in and maybe rushed that a little bit, got a little frustrated.
A little strategy talk there between Witskin and Bellamy.
Ended up being off-paced. I think that Cammie was anticipating to come a little faster at her than it did. Ended up being off-pace, and she just missed it.
Just throws you off just enough. You're not able to hit that well. long there from Sperling. There's
He
that speed up.
anticipates it well, gets it right through the middle, just carries a little bit long.
Oh, little hook shot from Mr. Sperling in the middle of that.
And there's a ball where you kind of hope for the net roller.
Good timeout here from McGregor and Sperling as Bellamy and Witskin now just 1 point away from tying it up here.
Do you kind of have a rule of thumb or a thought process on, you know, good timing for a timeout?
Obviously, it depends, you know, if you're far ahead and they're catching up, if they're pulling away. So I think usually my rule of thumb is usually, especially if they're frustrating rallies, really like give up or they go ahead another maybe like 2 points, I think is a good timeout. 3 if you want to give it a little cushion, but definitely more than 3 is absolutely a timeout. Like if you haven't called one yet, you need it.
Yeah, and of
So
course
if they're pulling ahead by more than 3 or they're on a roll and they get more than 3 or you have 3, or like definite, no more than 3.
And it doesn't even have to be points, it's rallies won,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
That could 3 points could actually equal 5 rallies won in a
Exactly.
row.
Mhm.
But I agree with you, many variables, but just was curious what your rule of thumb might be.
What's yours?
Very similar to yours. You know, I may push it to 4. That might be a little longer, but again, you know, again, it's rallies. They've now won maybe 5 or 6 points in a row, and that's way too many. You need to break the momentum.
Oh, nice attack there out of the air from Witskin.
It's a good move.
And he is in his partner, Beth Bellamy's face, pumping her up, telling her, let's go. They have pulled ahead by 1 now here, 2 points away from that gold medal.
There's an energy change on the court. Are you sensing that? An energy
A
change.
little crackling happening on Witskin and Bellamy's side. I think they can sense that gold medal.
Did you see the anticipation on that shot? Rick, just watch this maneuver. She thinks she's shooting the middle, but he anticipates it, moves over, boom.
And he does such a great job. He doesn't overhit it. A lot of times you get amped
So
up
excited.
doing that, and you just end up hitting it out.
It was the
and he did
perfect
a great job keeping that nice and controlled, and it gets them a match point here, a gold medal match point.
Sandwich can start moving a lot more. And that's that energy. I was feeling Beth's energy was feeling a little low, but Witskin has definitely, you know, helped pump her up, bring her back into the game.
He
and
probably
he's
sensed
moving.
that as well.
Yes.
All right, and we have that second and final timeout here called by Sperling and McGregor. And Cammie McGregor is just going to stay on that court. Collect her thoughts. While Witskin and Bellamy are going to strategize. They have 1 serve left on this particular serve. They'll come back on 10-8-2. So 1 opportunity here if they want to avoid that side out. Really strategizing what's the best way to get this done on this next rally.
And this is a time where you kind of get excited and you go for it. And maybe you press too much and create an error. So there's a fine balance there between going for the kind of going for the finisher and waiting for the opportunity to present itself.
We'll see if Witskin and Bellamy can stay calm and not kind of push something that's not there. Oh,
wow.
Wow.
Bellamy was ready for that move.
What a great finish to the gold medal match. Cammie McGregor with the great earning, but Bellamy with the defense. earns her and partner birthday boy Rick Witskin a gold medal. So a big congrats to them. And of course, Cami McGregor and John Sperling, our silver medalists here today. Both played amazing all throughout the day. And I will head to the Franklin studio one last time to chat with our gold medalists before we sign off for the day. But a big thank you again to Christine Barksdale joining me for these final medal matches. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy getting to watch these matches up close and personal.
Absolutely. You are welcome. Open invitation.
Why, thank you, Lauren.
All right, guys, we'll take a short break, and then we'll be in the Franklin studio for our final interview of the day, and then we'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, hopefully with no issues. Everybody send good vibes to Mesa, Arizona. We'll be back for our men's and women's doubles day. Lots of amazing action in store, so mark that on your calendar to join us this weekend. But we'll take a short break and be right back in the Franklin studio after this.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this.
Sorry, Ben.
Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
So ready for next gen.
This is Next Gen Pickleball. I'm so ready for the Next Gen Tour.
Super excited about next gen.
I can't wait for the APP Next Gen Tour.
I'm super excited for next gen.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
All right, welcome back, everyone. One last time in the Franklin studio on court. I'm Lauren McLaughlin here with our gold medalist, Beth Bellamy, and birthday boy, Rick Witskin. You told me to be very nice to you. I was. Is this a good birthday present?
Yeah, I'd say so. And as happy as I am about you and Christine in the booth, I'm happy about my partner because she's splendid. Enjoy playing with her. And, you know, I had a blowout last year at 50 going into the Colts, and my wife did an amazing job setting everything up. But this isn't quite that, but it's close. And I really, really enjoyed the whole experience today because we played 4 tournaments and we've won the winner's bracket on all 4 tournaments. You know, she's relatively new to the pro senior world and she's lighting on fire, and thank goodness she's willing to play with a guy like me.
I mean, it's true. It's true. But Beth, of course, as you mentioned, you are fairly new to the pro scene. Last year, kind of made some waves, and now I would say a stellar start to the 2022 season. Rick's a fun, amazing partner on there.
So
He's
great.
all over the place. So much energy.
Yes.
We mentioned even there. Sometimes, do you feel like your energy can maybe be a little low, and he just is like, let's go ramp it up?
Yeah, no, I think we both, sort of calm each other down and pump each other up as needed. And we kind of were like opposite for a lot of the day, but we always, like, one of us kind of anchored the team, and it was nice when we really had to pull it together. We usually did, so it's a lot of fun playing.
That's what makes a great partnership, of course. So you guys undefeated through the day, through to the gold medal match. Did you guys have a overall strategy just coming into today, or did it kind of have to ebb and flow based on how you guys were playing, who you were playing? What was the strategy coming into today?
I think it does matter about being in the altitude and the ball flying a little bit. I would say that when we went hard and fast early on, that wasn't necessarily to our advantage. So we really started executing our drops really well and just being patient. And I'm not always patient, but I'm kind of happy today because Beth told me to be. But, I really feel like, obviously there's certain players of certain teams where we might pick on this aspect or that aspect, but more than anything, patience was the word to me today.
Absolutely. Do you guys have plans to play together fairly often here in 2022?
We do. We're playing a ton of tournaments this year, tons of APPs. I mean, pretty much the whole year, so.
All right, well, we are very excited to see you guys continue to progress in the senior pro world. And again, a big happy birthday to Rick Whitson. Make sure and shout him out on social media, whatever you got to do, say happy birthday to this guy. But thank you so much for joining, everyone. It's been a fabulous day here at the APP Mesa Open.
And thank you, Paddle Tech, and thank you, Airfeet. You guys are amazing. I know that you've got some sponsors too.
Anyone else? Are you good? Family members?
Thank you, APP, and all your staff. You guys were here late tonight. We appreciate it. So let's all celebrate my birthday, okay?
Exactly. Drinks on Rick for his birthday. That's what I heard. All right. Join us tomorrow morning, guys, as we are back with our men's and women's pro doubles day. So it's going to be another fantastic day of pickleball in store. But thank you so much for joining us today. We're signing off. Congrats again to our gold medalists here today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.